I think that it's the process is something that we need to go through and talk about. My concern again is the newness of it, because everything, when I was working for Senator Mike Lee's office, you know, this has been talked about for some time. We've gone through two different, this is the second forest ranger that's come in where we're talked about this, and it kind of died. And then all of a sudden it's come back up, and now there's this land swap that seems to be this critical key point, which I personally don't have enough information on. I know I've talked with Bob. Bob came down and spoke with us, you know, and talked about it. At one point in time, I know the commissioners had in place a text amendment, and Bob would probably have more information on that. It was basically saying, let's keep this over in Salt Lake County and let's not let it come over here into Utah County.
We got one last question right here.
I feel honored to, I guess, last question. My question is not so much around how it's going to be used, but this is really for me an informational session. I'm really grateful for you to come down, talk to us, let us know what your thoughts are, what Snowbird wants to do. I'm a big resort skier. I don't know where I stand on everything, but I feel like I'm a stakeholder, and you've said multiple times that you want to get all the stakeholders to the table to discuss the options. And it sounds like in less than a month there's going to be a vote that's going to help decide the future of AF Canyon that we all love. Would you consider putting that vote off, at least for the portion that affects Utah County, until we can feel like a stakeholder that's been involved in the process that hasn't really been you've said it's been open, but I don't think anyone has known that it's been going on. Would that be something that you'd consider?
Yeah, I really can't. It's been discussed again through the a previous wilderness bill. It's been thoroughly discussed and vetted, you know, through the whole Mountain Accord process with hundreds of stakeholders.
So my name is Dale Goodman. I'm the Public Works Director here in American Fork City, and I'm a council member in a community here in Utah Valley. So I have an interest in the water rights, water conservation, and such, and have big concerns with development in the watershed and the use of water there. But as a Public Works Director, I deal every day with developers, and that's all Snowbird is, just another developer with dollar signs as their primary concern. And enough is never enough for a developer. There's always more money out there they want to make, and that's their biggest concern. If they have land they want to swap, it's because it's of no value to them. And so it may be pristine wilderness, but they're looking at that pristine wilderness and saying, well, that's a south-facing slope. I can't use that for skiing, so I'm willing to get rid of that. So I agree with you. I understand that's important, pristine wilderness, but their concern is about making money, and that's all they're concerned about. And so taking them at face value, I mean, yes, we need to take them at face value. They've got the camel's got its nose in the tent, it's got its head in the tent, it's got its neck in the tent, and this land swap is going to get the whole body in the tent. And so, you know, yes, you'll have Mount Superior and all these other places you named, and I've never been to any of them, but a lot of people have. I've been at American Fork Canyon dozens and dozens, hundreds of times, camped up there as a Boy Scout, etc. And so I think we've been left out of this intentionally because that's what developers do. And so now American Fork or not American Fork, but Utah Valley is finally getting involved because now we're aware of the encroachment into American Fork Canyon. And we haven't been aware in the past. And so I would say to all of you, just be aware of what you're up against. This is a machine that's about making money, and that's really all they're concerned about.
Okay. Sure.